What's up guys, ChillisFM here, taking a look at PORYGON2 in the Evolution Cup. Guys, I think PORYGON2 is a pick that is definitely slept on because of course it loses to Vigoroth, but think about all the other things in the meta. There's a ton of ghost types, which this thing just completely rocks. There's a lot of dragon types, which is kind of 50-50. If you can get the tri-attack debuff, which again is a 50% chance, you can definitely flip those matchups. And then there's things like Sealeo, things like Golbat that you're going to be one-shotting with the Zap Cannon. So I had a ton of fun with this team. I actually climbed with it. I don't think this is a climb team, but I did climb with it. You could see the elo down below. I only had one negative set and it was a 2-3. So I mean, I think it's a viable pick. Maybe not top meta, but a viable pick. A lot more people should be giving it a shot. We're gonna jump on into some of these battles. Go ahead and hit that like button and we will get it going. All right, into the first one, up against Mr. Meweedle, the world champ himself, leading a Golbat. So this is a good lead for my Porygon. Of course, the Poison Fangs will start adding up over time, but this is a non-shadow Golbat, so it's a lot better for Porygon. Going to be staying in, and they swap out into a Vigoroth. So this is where we can punish Vigoroth with our Dusclops. Now, I am running Hex on it instead of Feint Attack. After running this team for actually a day and a half, I've already played half of my sets today, I think I might be swapping this out into Feint Attack because I've seen a lot more chances in the back today. And Feint Attack would definitely help in that matchup. So Hex works most of the time, but if you're seeing a lot of chances, just put on the Feint Attack. Anyways, Vigoroth going to be coming through. I do showed up the first Bulldoze because I do want to get switch here. I don't really want my own Vigoroth aligned with that Golbat, and I'm going to be throwing the Ice Punch. Ice Punch plus some Hexes should be lethal from this range. Ice Punch comes through, and yeah, we're going to be able to Hex down. This is only going to be a Body Slam. No reason to fear this. Not even close to the Bulldoze energy. So Body Slam, double resisted. Does not take out my Vigoroth, and we are loaded on energy. In comes the bat, going for the first Ice Punch. Does it grab a shield? It does not, but now we can make it to a second one. This is going to be putting this bat very, very low on HP. By the way, I say the bat because I always forget which one it is. Golbat. I don't want to call it Crobat or Zubat, who knows. Anyways, they get very low, but they do have energy. I'm going to come in with Vigoroth just to soak the energy here, right? Poison Fang comes through. Now I'm going to be swapping out into my Porygon, loading up on energy and getting the lock on down. Beautiful. We have a loaded Porygon 2. What are we going to see? Going to be a Brionne, and look, I go straight for the Zap Cannon. I full send it when they have two shields, but I can explain, like, obviously not the right play, but just hear me out. I played these battles first thing in the morning. Like, this was before work. I was drinking my coffee, having my breakfast, playing my battles, and my mind was not thinking. But there was one thing that I expected to be in the back, and that's a Sealeo. So if it's Sealeo, then it's only going to be Powder Snow damage. I wasn't going to worry about getting fast moved down. Anyways, ended up being a Brionne. We get charmed down. I don't even throw my second move because, again, my mind wasn't working. I thought I was going to make it to the next Zap Cannon. It ends up all right. We end up taking the win. So GG's, Mr. Meweedle. Well played. I did have alignment there. Anyways, into the next one. Up against the Dusclops lead. This is a great lead for Porygon. Like, we love this lead. Going for the Zap Cannon. This does so much. Dusclops is extremely bulky, but it puts him almost into the red. Almost. So potentially a tri-attack after the lock-ons will KO. But they're going to be trying to snipe with the Vigoroth. I'm going to be swapping into my Dusclops, and I'm going to be building up and going for the return now. This time I'm not going to be showing up the first Bulldoze because alignment's not that important at this point, right? Their Dusclops is pretty low. My Vigoroth can handle it if we have the shield advantage. So I'm going to be throwing the return. A little bit of lag there. Maybe they got an extra counter in. Not really a big deal if they did. Going to be going for the Ice Punch immediately. Trying to make them make the decision. Like, do they want to fight for switch here? And they don't. They do let it go through, and at this point I'm like, you know what, if you let it go through, I know I can Hex down after shooting the Bulldoze. We're gonna go ahead and do that. We'll be leaving with a lot of energy on our Dusclops. I tried to go for the snipe, but they throw the body slam. I think they were just going to body slam my Dusclops, so it's a little unfortunate that I caught that, taking neutral damage versus what should have been resisted damage. But hey, we get the counter through, so we are going to be able to make it to this body slam before they throw energy on Dusclops. They actually showed it up, which is really interesting because that body slam would not have been lethal. Absolutely no shot that that would have been lethal. Going to go ahead and eat the Ice Punch here and go for the next body slam. At this point, I'm thinking like it has to be something weak to counter, probably Sealeo, right? Again, we're reading Sealeo in the back, and they're going to be double shielding this Dusclops. So I'm putting this on Porygon, like Porygon with energy, nothing wants to see it, and it's a Chansey in the back, so definitely not what we want to see. But maybe we have play here, right? We still have a shield. They're not going to be able to Psychic me. The Zen Headbutts aren't doing a ton. We are going to be able to make it to a second Zap Cannon. No attack drop on the first one. Can we get the attack drop on the second one? Yes, we do, and that is beautiful because all we have is like such little health on all three Pokemon. Now they're going to be going for the farm down. We do make it to the try attack, and look at that. We get the 50% chance defense and attack drop. Going to come in immediately with Dusclops. We don't want them to be able to clear that debuff. Going for the return, puts them into the red, and we catch on Vigoroth. Going to go ahead and let this go through. Now they have no shot of getting two back-to-back Psychics. Their only chance is to maybe catch the Ice Punch, which they do fail. They're going to be throwing the next Psychic here. No big deal. We'll go ahead and use their shield. We know they aren't close to back-to-backs, and we're just going to go for the return. Make sure this thing is out of here. By the way, switch clock down to 2 seconds. Barely able to take out the Chansey. That's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Winning against a Chansey just feels so good, especially taking it out with Dusclops running Hex. Like, that's not supposed to be a Chansey answer, but it was today. Into the next one. Hakamo-o lead. Going to be going for the Tri-Attack immediately in the middle of the Dragon Tail. Looking for the debuff here. It doesn't really matter though. I don't get it, but regardless, I'm always going to be letting them throw one more Dragon Tail and then going for the catch on Dusclops. And yes, we catch the double resisted Brick Break. Now they are smart. They stay in here and they try to catch on a Sealeo, but we don't fall for it. We knew the catch was likely coming, and we're going to be going for the return into the Sealeo, grabbing a shield. Very interesting. The return, of course, would not be lethal, but I guess they knew they had to shield one at some point. And they're going to be going, imagine their Roar Beam here. Yeah, a Roar Beam, non-lethal. Maybe a Body Slam will take us out after that, but I'm going to be able to make it to another return. Now, this could grab the second shield. Again, it won't be lethal, so I don't think, yeah, they don't shield that. No big deal. They do get the farm down, so the Sealeo is leaving with quite a bit of energy. I'm going to be coming in with Vigoroth, number 1, to absorb the damage, and number 2, to start getting ahead on energy, right? You can basically always assume there's going to be a Vigoroth in the back if you don't see it on the lead and you don't see it on the safe swap. So I know my Vigoroth ahead on energy going to be very strong. They do connect with the Aurora Beam, which is unfortunate, but we have energy on Vigoroth. Out comes a Dusclops, very interesting here. Going to be going for the Bulldoze to do some nice chip damage. You know that Hakamo-o is still alive, so I cannot shield anything from this Dusclops. Going to have to eat an Ice Punch here. No big deal. And watch what I do here. I build up to 1 before the Body Slam. This is intentional. Going to be coming in now with the Porygon and eating the Ice Punch. Now, I'm going to make it to the Zap Cannon exactly on CMP, which is a little bit lucky. I'm not going to lie. It looked very calculated, and it works out because the Zap Cannon takes them out. Now, I need to make it to the Tri-Attack against this Hakamo-o, and yes, we make it there just as the Dragon Tail is coming through. This will be grabbing the final shield and getting the defense drop. In comes Vigoroth. We sneak the counter. We are now at the Body Slam. Brick Break comes through. They're at the back-to-backs, but Vigoroth going to be able to win CMP, and this Body Slam should be plenty to take out this Hakamo-o. So GG's, well played to my opponent. Everything just kind of fell into place there. Like, it looked super calculated, and I would love to take credit for it. Being 1 counter away from the Body Slam was the only thing that I calculated there. Everything else was luck. The defense drop on the Tri-Attack, getting to the Zap Cannon on CMP. It all paid off though. And the next one, Sealeo lead. We're going to be able to bait with the Tri-Attack. I have not seen a Sealeo not shield that. It's a pretty safe bait. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and shield up the first Body Slam and go for the Zap Cannon. However, they do catch on their Dusclops, but this just gives me an opportunity to have alignment how I want it, right? We're going to be able to win against this Dusclops pretty easily, and then I can put Vigoroth on their Sealeo. So Ice Punch comes through. They're going to need one more plus quite a few hexes to take me out. And I'm going to be able to make it to another Zap Cannon in that time. So do they want to show this up? Nope, they go ahead and let it go. We'll see if we see the Sealeo come back in, or do we see their third Pokemon? It's going to be a Vigoroth, but guess what? Porygon2 is not done yet. Able to get to this Tri-Attack to do some nice chip damage onto this Vigoroth. Gets the defense and attack drop as well. And out comes Dusclops. They bring back in their Sealeo again, trying to catch the Ice Punch. Like, everybody wants to catch that Ice Punch. Like, I wasn't going to throw the Ice Punch. Anyways, they connect with their Aurora Beam, but that's perfectly fine. Coming in with my Vigoroth, going to throw a Body Slam. Doesn't really matter when I throw it. I need to throw one at some point. It's not lethal, not a big deal. We're going to go ahead and eat this. It's only going to be a Body Slam. They did not build up to another Aurora Beam. By the way, Body Slam is the more energy efficient, so it's like the right play. But yeah, they just have no chance here. You can see they stopped having there, and I thought they were big braining me for a second. Like, oh, they're going to get a big counter down with their Vigoroth. But no, their Vigoroth's too low. So I'm just going to counter them down. Looks like they force closed their app. But GG's, well played to my opponent. All right, moving into the next one. Porygon2 into a Graveler. Absolutely like the worst lead we could see. It resists everything. So we're going to come in with Dusclops here. Dusclops, not the best answer for Graveler, but we do have Ice Punch. Hex does hit for neutral as well. So we're going to be at least trying here. Stone Edge comes through, does so much damage. Going to be throwing the first Ice Punch after one Hex. However, I think they're already at the Rock Blast. Maybe they're one Volt Switch away. No, they're already there. So they need 2 more Volt Switches to get to the next one. I think I can get off both of my Ice Punches before they get there. So I do throw up a shield. I'm going to be throwing one Hex, throwing the first Ice Punch here. This will not be lethal, but it does grab a shield. So that is beautiful. One more Hex, throwing the next Ice Punch. Does this grab the second shield? No, it does not. And look, they're going to get the Volt Switch down here, which is just brutal. Absolutely brutal. They're at a Stone Edge, so I'm going to come in with my Porygon, start loading up on energy, but I am going to be respecting this Stone Edge here. Throwing up the shield, and it is the Stone Edge, so they should not reach another move. They're going to be coming out with their own Vigoroth, so my only answer now is my Vigoroth, and I am down a shield. So this is not looking good whatsoever. This is looking completely unwinnable. Body Slam comes through, and I'm going to be throwing my Body Slam on CMP. See, I expected them to get greedy there, trying to take me out before I throw a charge move, and they did just that. Look at my Vigoroth I beast. Like, we're never losing CMP. I run this thing on purpose. I have another Vigoroth that I can build that's like a rank 8 or something, but no, not in this cup. There's too many mirror matches. You want the high attack one. So we do get them to dump their energy. We get the lock on down thanks to, again, the defense drop there. And what are they going to be coming out with? We should see their third Pokemon. The only thing that we can win against is a Shadow Golbat. And yes, there it is. We're going to be able to get off the Zap Cannon. It's going to one-shot the Shadow Golbat. And then we're just going to lock on down the Graveler. So GG's, well played to my opponent. That game should not have been winnable in any way. But we get the defense drop and we see the final Pokemon that we needed to see. So GG's, well played to that opponent. All right, Vigoroth lead, not great lead. However, they're going to be swapping in a Dragonair into my Dusclops now. Shadow Dragonair kind of is the answer for Dusclops, but the regular one, no, it's not. It's not even like a decent answer. It's horrible, and you're going to see why. Aqua Tail, not a great move. It's non-stab. It does nothing to Dusclops. We're going to be able to get off this next Ice Punch immediately here. And look at this. They're going to be able to throw the next Aqua Tail, but we just don't care. We've already grabbed a shield from them. This is not lethal, and we're going to get this next Ice Punch off. So if they want to get switch here, they have to give up their second shield, which they do. And I'm like, all right, cool. I got 2 shields for my Vigoroth. Vigoroth with 2 shields. Pretty daggum good, right? We're going to go ahead and bring in Porygon to start, again, getting ahead on energy and wasting their energy. Going to build up close to the Tri-Attack and come in with the Vigoroth, making sure that I can get the counter down before they get to their next Body Slam. Now, they do have a Dusclops in the back, and it is a purified Dusclops. So we will need to watch out for the return. We're going to be chipping away with the first Bulldoze here. We're going to need man, not even 2 Bulldogs is going to do it from here. We're going to need 3, it looks like. So we do shield up the potential return. It is a Ice Punch bait. Great bait by my opponent. They do throw an alignment there, which allows me to get an extra counter throw. We will respect the return. And yes, it is the return. Going for the next Bulldoze. You can tell I'm excited. I'm like, yes, we shielded the return. I think I can win this now. Bulldoze comes through. Out comes their own Vigoroth. Going to be going for the Body Slam. Getting some nice chip damage here. And they're at their own Body Slam. They throw it immediately. They know they don't want to take any extra counter damage, but that is great for me. I'm going to be able to survive, come in with my Porygon, and go for the Tri-Attack. Now, I'm thinking that this Dusclops is so low that I can just lock on them down, but they're not. They're going to be able to hex me into the red and throw the Ice Punch here, which will be lethal. Unfortunately, Vigoroth comes in, and we get the counter down. I don't know how I survived that 1 hex, but we did. So GG's again. It's like a very close win. Like, I had some insane games with this team yesterday. Into the next one, up against a Haunter lead. This is a good lead. I do recommend baiting in this though. Like, yes, Tri-Attack's double resisted, but we're double resisting all of their fast moves. They do have Ice Punch here. I go for the Zap, and like, why am I going for the Zap here? They're gonna shield it, and yeah, they shield it. We do get the attack drop, which is kind of nice, but I think an Ice Punch plus the Shadow Claws is still going to be enough to take me out before I make it to another Zap. So I do shield it up. So we're going to be building up and catching the next Ice Punch on my Dusclops. So yeah, I mean, you kind of need to bait to win that matchup if they have Ice Punch, or shield the first Ice Punch, and then if you get the attack drop, you're probably in a lot better situation. What do you know? It's another Sealeo trying to catch an Ice Punch. Like, who could predict this? Going for the return, it grabs a shield, so they are down shields. I still have 1 shield. Going to go ahead and tank this Aurora Beam. Unfortunately, it's not lethal because now I'm not going to make it to another return, and they get a nice farm down here. Ice Punch coming through, double resisted, non-stab, does absolutely nothing. Like, it's almost not even worth throwing, but yeah, whatever. Going to come in with Vigoroth, forcing them to dump some energy here and hitting them with the super effective counters. Now, we haven't seen a Vigoroth on this team yet, so we can kind of expect there to be a Vigoroth in the back, right? Going to be shooting up this next Body Slam, and it's actually going to be a double... Was it Double Dragon? Or was the lead? No, not Double Dragon, but it's going to be a Shadow Dragonair in the back. We can throw 5 counters before they make it to their Body Slam, so we do just that, right? We're going to maximize our energy, get this next Body Slam off, take them out. We expect the Haunter to come back in, so we are ready to swap. And yep, there's the Haunter. Here's the Zap Cannon. Zap Cannon easily going to be taking out this Haunter, taking out like 10 Haunters, to be honest. And out comes Sealeo. They need 5 Powder Stones to the next Body Slam, but guess what? We also need the same amount of time to make it to our Tri-Attack, and this will be lethal. So GG's. Well played to my opponent. Moving into the final battle of the video. If you made it this far, make sure you hit that like button. You're probably enjoying it, right? Hopefully. Hit that like button for me. I appreciate you. Dusclops lead. Oh yeah, this is the game. Like, I make such a horrible mistake. So Dusclops here. I'm expecting Vigoroth to come in and try to snipe at some point. So I see the normal type icon, and I immediately go into my Dusclops, but it's a Chansey. And this is a horrible matchup for Hex Dusclops. So we're going to be throwing the return. Return is more energy efficient here. But like, we're not going to ever be able to like keep switch against this thing. So anyways, going for the next return here. We do outpace them, which is nice. But like the return does nothing. Anyways, they're going to be throwing the Psychic here. Psychic also doing nothing. Like this is looking like a timeout game for sure. But I'm going to be building up as much energy as I can, and they're going to be throwing here. So I'm like, you know what? I can bank this energy. I'm expecting there to be a Vigoroth in the back. So maybe if I can lure out the Vigoroth somehow, we can take it out with Dusclops. And we do just that. We come in with our own Vigoroth, and they actually bring in their own Vigoroth as well. Which surprised me, like they should have brought their Dusclops here, but I am over the moon about it, right? I made a bad swap, they made a bad swap. It's just evening things out. We're gonna be able to get off this next Body Slam on CMP. Again, when in CMP, run the high attack Vigoroth. Just do it. Just do it. Body Slam nearly takes us out. They're gonna get 1 more counter, no big deal. Not gonna really wait out my switch clock entirely. Gonna come in, make sure we get this return off to take out the Vigoroth, and I'm going to be looking to go into my Porygon2, knowing that they have a ghost type, right? We can go ahead and zap this thing. This is going to be doing a ton of damage to this Dusclops and putting them into the yellow. Attack drop as well, beautiful. Out comes, excuse me. Out comes the Chansey, but we still got 2 shields. They're not getting through this Porygon2, and they know it. They top left right here. So GG's well played to my opponent. Making a Chansey top left, like, is there a better feeling in the world? I don't think so. I don't think so. It saves me a ton of time too. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. Let me know in the comments down below. Have you been enjoying the Evolution Cup, or are you just ready for leagues to change? I've started to enjoy it. Like, I tried to run some other stuff and I lost a bunch of elo, but now I'm starting to regain elo, so it's kind of fun to me again. It is a little bit RPS, but not the most RPS meta that I've seen. So anyways, let me know in the comments down below. That's going to be it for today. Thank you all so much. Thank you to my channel members for your support. And until next time, this is ChillisFM reminding you to always keep pushing forward.